We're here to talk to you today about an awesome bunker project that we got the privilege and honor of helping a customer with. Before we dive into that, just a quick segue about a future video. This golf cart hadn't been plugged in 3 years, and it's just been real trouble-free. Solar-powered golf cart, if it's something you sit out in the sun, is just too handy not to do. So we'll do a future video kind of telling you all about how we did that and why it works so well. But in the meantime, to talk about this bunker project. So here we are about to set this bunker underground. Accessories on the tag trailer. All right, so here we are finishing up our prep for the bunker install. We got all of our conduit pathways routed up. Got a couple of spares on the far end down there. You can barely see. We haven't extended yet because there's nothing to attach them to. And then this end we were able to improvise enough to go ahead and get them stubbed up and ready. So we got about 6 extra pathways in, predominantly because, you know, most people don't know what they're doing until they're done. And anyhow, so I'm sure we'll come up with uses for a lot of them down the road, and or generations later will be thankful we thought ahead. Okay, so here we are on the other end of the bunker, and these are literally all 3 just spares. We had enough pipe and product, so we went ahead and stubbed them up, you know, and then all the other plugs there, I made sure we're good and tight. So you actually have 3 unused ports on the big boy, and then all of our piping is adjusted so that it's not going to get damaged. I didn't glue these last 3 sticks on because there's nothing to stabilize them to yet. They're still in process of assembling the entrance, but all is well. Interesting project, to say the least. Little tight quarters. Hard hats definitely suggested. All right, so here we have a sneak peek at all of our plumbing for the bunker. We're right over here by where they're working on the French drain system. So what we have here on the far right, those 2 top conduits you see up over there, those are snaking back around to connect the generator pod to the big boy. That bottom white cap you can barely see there is extra, and then everything over here is labeled from septic 1 and 2 to extra 1, 2, and 3. So yeah, we've got a handful of spares, and everything's routed nice and neat and stabilized so it doesn't get broken. All the connections are thoroughly inspected, checked, rechecked. Everything looks great. As long as they're careful filling it up with gravel, life should be good for the long haul. All right, one last shot just to show off some of our handiwork. Again, these 2 here that are running close to us, going back around to the generator pod, all the rest of that snaking around and up. Connection. Out. All right. Made it. Getting set up to get this big lithium ion beauty way down in that safe room hole. Wish us luck. Let's pick up just a little bit, Ben. There he is. Make sure you got it. Go through the eyelet, yep. And then yeah, he's got a nice
panels on this old barn, and then all this ties in underground, hundreds of feet away, to a safe room out in the pasture, and the house way back over there, and the water well way over there. Basically, if you want control of your energy, you need to have one meter, and you need to have everything sprawl out from one point. That way you can have your battery system and your generator and all those things tie in at that point. So we're popping open the last holes for the raceways to tie in the safe room. Shot some of the switch gear. This particular customer, and as most, had to do some budget crunching at the end, so we cut the system way down. So instead of the house being in the battery backup all the time, the big old farmhouse is not in the battery backup unless you throw this manual transfer switch. So notice the empty lugs there on the bottom. That's where we're bringing the battery backup power. This customer has an EMP protective system installed. And so basically here's the solar inverter, Sunny Boy, most tried and true inverter out there. It's tied into the solar combiner panel, and that panel will be tied into the battery backup circuit. What's really awesome about the SMA gear versus others is the SMA gear allows and is actually designed for AC coupling, whereas almost everybody else, they're starting to catch on and can do AC coupling, but they're not doing it in a native way. And they're just now starting to offer some of that. You know, really SMA's been doing it for decades like that. So they have it dialed in pretty perfect. So the AC coupling enables you to have, say, 6,000 watts in a battery inverter and 6,000 watts in an AC coupled inverter. And on a sunny day, like we're gonna have today, you would have 12,000 watts at your disposal instead of just 6,000. On a normal system where it's DC coupled, day or night, you only have the power available by the inverter that is converting the DC to AC. It has no boosted capabilities when the sun is out. Unlike AC coupled, you get that boosted AC output capability on the sunny days. So here we're pulling in the string. I think you just got it. Yep, suction's off. Beautiful. All right, so one of the things you want to do that I've learned the hard way is you always want to tie a knot on here so you don't lose your string, because it's real easy for it to just fall off in there. And then we'll use this string to pull in a mule tape so that we got plenty of strength, because this will be a pretty big pull. So go ahead and just tie you a good old granny knot or something on there. We'll get set up for the next one. So had a lot of folks wonder, you know, how do you get line in 400 feet of PVC pipe? The old DIY method, from what I've heard, is to put the wire in it while you're burying it. I can only imagine how much of a pain in the butt that is. But so right here, we're just setting up a rat tail, a lot of folks will call it, but just really anything that will grab the suction of the air moving by. Hold that ball for just 1 minute. Let me try and get it figured. There we go. Okay, so we just hold those a little out of the way and open up the flow. And voila. Already there. So now we can go ahead and just tie that one off. We'll use this to pull in our mule tape. And we've got the other one already ready to go, so we'll go pull in the mule tape. This line here is not quite strong enough to pull all the electric lines that we would want to use, so we'll tie this one off for now, because the grid backup generator is not on this phase, but we're just getting everything prepped. So just a quick kind of recap. We've got our access point here for the underground bunker, and this is the sump pump that the bunker installers left. So we're going to cut all this down a good bit flush to hopefully get that sump pump to start pumping a little better. We've got a little bit of concerns with some water down below. It's always a real concern when you're going, you know, underground and deep. But all in all, a real clean install we're honored to be a part of. It's hard to believe that, yeah, underneath here is hundreds of square feet of pretty darn nice living quarters. So go on down and take a look. Alright, got some in a good spot, got a good grip.
Got it?
Yeah. The joys of working 20 feet underground.
Right.
And then once you get to the bottom, you've got a slippery curved floor in this interchange. Makes life even more interesting. Alright, so our mission is to get some lines pulled from this bottom point over here, underground all the way around, and back over into here. So, here you see a battery in the Sunny Island starting to take shape in the gen pod. So, looking up from the bottom, so every day you get to examine the bunker. Uh-oh, so one of the guys left his phone light on. I'm gonna drain the battery. So this is the gen pod, and this is actually built with the ability to take a generator in and out with a crane, set down here if need be. I'm not a big fan of putting a fuel source combustible down here, but they do have a very nice black door that can be secured. And this is the big boy. You got your decon shower right out here, so if you were, heaven forbid, coming out to check on things, you got the means to clean yourself up before you come in. Here you've got a pressure equalizing valve. So anytime there's a pressure in the room here, it automatically lets it out, but it won't let any pressure in. Same again here, if you wanted to just kind of open up your porthole, so you wanted to peek at who's out from the room there, without opening your main door. That's the bunker version of a peephole. Pretty nice setup. Cumbersome to get back last, but not designed for quick use. So this is just an access hole we got open to get to the underneath, or apparently in the main bathroom shower area. Then you've got a full-size toilet, sink, shower, no door, just kind of a walk-around thing here, but anyhow, they got all the bunks, more access. The whole galley down the middle is storage. A nice little dining area, couch, kitchen sink, some cabinetry, spot for your entertainment system. And this is the main panel box we'll be hooking up today. I guess just kind of a store area. And it's kind of cool. You know, anytime you're underground, it's nice to have the NBC filtration system. Very neat setup. Now, you don't ever hook up the canister filter until you feel like you need it, because those have a limited use. But you want an escape hatch, you know, if you had to get out. So this one here, you crawl through, show out the bottom of your head, and then you can stand up. So there you go. You would take these bolts out, take that center plug out, poke through some plastic, some sand would fall down all over you, and then you could get out. Pardon the echo. Gap on the ends. I don't know if that's for expansion or just part of the build process. But all in all, if you had to hide out from a nuclear explosion, this would be the way to do it. This is kind of the end goal here. We got water from the well, and then we got power we're gonna bring over here to make sure the well never runs out. So battery backup power and well for the safe room, and all of that's routing way over here. Come along for the ride. So on the battery backup circuit back at the well, we'll also have this little tack room, so those lights will never have an issue of going out. So we've got everything prepped for a future generator over here. So we'll have a buried 1,000-gallon propane tank somewhere. We'll have a little battery backup power available here just for lights or incidentals around here, very light duty. And we got a hose bib so they can get some water for the chickens off the new line that we're running. And then all that's coming over here. So here we got a 2-inch feed that's going all the way back up to the main grid to bring the grid into everything. And then we'll also be sending battery backup juice right back out in that same line. And all of this stuff's gonna get routed, landed down in there, get our water line hooked up. We are just about there. So downstairs we got all the big stuff mounted. We'll show you more about that tomorrow. Now we need to get these final connections made so we can start tomorrow pulling wire. So here we are with just a little update on the bunker installation. We've got all of our conduit raceways landed in, even the gas one is now in and routed. So they'll be able to have propane down in the safe room for cooking, potentially a future generator, tankless water heater. You know, the options are fairly expansive. So I've got our water line in through here as well. And then everything's running back off where it needs to go. So we're putting the lids on temporarily so we can backfill everything so nothing shifts or breaks while we're pulling wire through it. Let me show you a few other things here. Hey, would you throw a few more scoops on this? That water line tried to lift up when I took my feet off. I'd like it as deep as it'll go. I'm just trying to make a black one here. All right, so this is our water line. Routed around, there's all our spares. We can go ahead and cut this culvert down a little bit, help the lift pump maybe actually lift. That's the fresh air intake. One of the things the homeowner had asked me about was a little concerning. Now this one actually has a screen on it, but the one on the generator pod doesn't, which is a little concerning. And here's our other spares all capped and glued. Might not be a bad idea to maybe plant a bush on that. You know, you'd have to kill the bush if you ever need it, but those spares are just planted for the things we dream up generations to come, or for a phase 2 expansion. All right, so we're about to get the main lines all pulled in. And this is how it's done. Should be a nice and easy pull, but we got a lot going on here. We ready for this? All right, we'll let you guys hang along for the ride for a little bit. See how this goes. So we got one guy going to be pulling from the box. We got one guy's going to be collecting and getting everything fed to the pusher, and the pusher's going to be shoving down the hole. So you want me to start off on the pusher here? All right.
Start pulling it in gently.
Sounds great. We'll just slide it back. And then we'll put a little wire on it. I just kind of weird that it went that way. Okay. So main thing, like I said, we don't want to let any of these lines get strangely loose. Keep them all together as best you can. See how that? You want to keep that nice and straight. So here we are, day 4 of our bunker install. Lord willing, should be our final completion day, but you know, you can't rush perfection, so Anyhow, tools are getting a little disheveled as we near the end of the job, but that's what the weekends are for, I guess. So I think I got just about everything I need to go down and get started. Fresh battery in the grill. Actually, I gotta drill down there, so I'll just put the fresh battery. Down we go. A little bit of tight confines, but there we go. That should clear the hash. It gets a little roomier. One chief complaint I've got with the access on this bunker is the landing down here is curved. So when you come off that last step, if you're not ready for it, you're going to bust your butt and likely face plants into this. Here I am at that magical last step. See, I really needed one more step down there. Let's get a couple things here, give you guys an idea what we're looking like. Extra battery. Alright, doesn't it look amazing? Here, let me show a little light on it for you. So here we are. We got all our rough in, we got our lithium battery, got our Sunny Island. I went and wired this customer some service disconnect so that he could isolate himself in a real hurry with minimal instruction to nothing but this safe room. Now he would be limited at that point to the 300 amp hours stored in the beautiful lithium battery back there, but that's a lot of power if all you need is some LED lights and a little entertainment. So we're going to get this bad boy all wired in and commissioned today. Pick you up a little later to show you the progress. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to our channel. And let us know anything you'd like to see more of or less of, and we'll do our best to get you a world of information. Alright, so get the lights so you see a little better. We are all booted up. Our battery's alive and well. Our auto balancing transformer's doing its job. Our Sunny Island's happy. We're about to hook the grid up to it, clean it up a bit. Got the lights on in the safe room, so we'll do another tour here once we wrap it all up, but coming right along.
But we hope you enjoy the video, and we look forward to any of your questions. Please like and subscribe, and let us know what you'd like to see, because we're trying to educate the public and help you guys know how to do affordable solar, and we sure appreciate your time and energy watching our show.